girls and boys. I'm pleased to welcome into the arena the History Revisited team. This is the First Aid Nursing Yeomanry and the Scottish Horse Yeomanry. We're about to take you back to a period in time to the lead up of the Great War, approximately the early part of 1914. First of all, I'll introduce you to our troop. We have James riding Romeo. Romeo's an ex-King's Troop horse, a real-life war horse. Next to James is Jonathan on Benji. Benji's our youngster, fairly new at this. Next to him is Joe riding Ben, or giving his full title, Gredit of Talisker, a Highland pony. And at the end we have Ferry of Foreglen being ridden by Caroline. So our troop will ride around the arena in a cavalry drill, showing you the horses and their equipment. And I'll tell you a little bit who the First Aid Nursing Yeomanry were and how they came to be. In 1907, a warrant officer by the name of Edward Baker had a vision of raising a troop of first aid trained ladies who could ride onto the battlefield and aid casualties. Baker had had this vision as he'd been injured and wounded, shot in the thigh in the Boer War. As he lay recovering in hospital, he realised that many of the casualties had actually died for want of first aid immediately. And he thought if he could raise a troop of ladies, they could ride on, administer first aid, and make arrangements for casualties to be taken to the casualty clinic stations. It took him 9 years to raise his first troop in 1907, and recruitment was a bit slow. He recruited ladies from the middle and upper classes, and when they appeared in uniform on the streets of London to try and raise some enthusiasm, they were soon judged. People thought that by appearing in such masculine dress that they were betraying their femininity and were also a threat to the men. Time passed, and by 1911 the troop was being run by two fiercely determined women called Grace Ashley Smith and Lillian Franklin. They've become much more military. Their original uniform, a dashing scarlet and blue affair, was replaced, because although it looked very fetching, it was highly fashioned. The ladies then rode side saddles. By 1911 they were riding astride, and the uniforms had progressed to a much more military appearance, the khaki type. The ladies wore the long jackets, the divided skirts, the culottes, and the hats that you see that they're wearing now. They trained, held summer camps, and trained along the Purbright alongside the Guards, and their association with the Guards remains to this day. They are one of the oldest volunteer forces that crossed to France in 1914 and are still in operation today, based in central London. War talk was looming, and Mrs. Ashley Smith took herself off to London and offered the services of her ladies, who by this time were also starting to learn to drive. Mechanisation was coming. But the British Army told her that to go home, as they wanted no petticoats. But they didn't go home, and in October 1914 they crossed the Channel, and the first 2 years of the Great War worked exclusively with the French and Belgian forces. By 1916 the British realised that they needed every pair of hands, and that the ladies had proved to be very efficient. So they recruited them to drive ambulances, and they became the first ladies, who were non-military, to drive British military vehicles. We'll turn our attention back to camp and some of the activities the ladies learned to do there, alongside the riding and the first aid. They learned the communication method of semaphore. Semaphore was, and is still used today, to send and receive messages, both at land and on sea. And what we're going to do now is show you a short demonstration of the ladies completing the alphabet for you. And you see the two different kinds of flags, the alpha and the papa. So away they go. Are they ready? I think they are. Yes, they're indicating they're ready. So we'll start them off. A, B, C, D, J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z. Now Kimberly at the front is going to show you that again at working speed. Are you ready, Kimberly? Away you go. Now that was pretty quick, but I know she can do it faster. So I'm going to put her on the spot and tell her to really go for it now. Are you ready? Away you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire alphabet in 4 seconds. Now what we're going to do is 2 of our ladies are going to send a message. One is going to send a message to the other and the other will reply back to her. Now, the first lady to send a message with a red and yellow flag is Sue, and she said, hello. Kimberly responded with, it's time for tea. And I think it nearly must be that time. Thank you, ladies. Now we'll return to our troop and the horses. And that fun activity at camp. Although it was a fun element, it was a serious part to it. It taught the ladies to work as a team and get their horses working together. And it's a musical ride. And I'm going to ask our troop now to perform. Oh, good. They're just taking up position. So we're just waiting for the last bit of the show jumping equipment to be removed. I'll see if they can hard enough on it on. Designed one size will fit all. The weight of the rider is distributed evenly across the horse's back, which makes it an ideal and comfortable saddle for the horse. The riders do have to take a little bit of time to get used to them. The bridle is again the military bridle with the two reins, the detachable headpiece which relieves the head collar, and the rope around the neck is used for leading behind it. All this equipment that was used back then is still in use today throughout the British Cavalry divisions. The ladies you can see are wearing the khaki uniform. It was all private purchase. They were made no allowance until 1916 when they became much more military style. The khaki green, and they wear the flat caps. Our Scottish troopers that you can see here are both in the khaki, the rifles worn across the back, not carried in the bucket because they're a yeomanry division and they were scouters and dragooners. Have a good look at them. The uniforms are exact period of the time. And you can see as they move around that they move together as one team. Now we return to camp activities and back to the serious side of nursing yeomanry and Captain Jones's vision. His vision was first aiders to go onto the field and they learned bandaging and first aid skills. We're going to show you now what it was that Edward Baker brought it all together for and it was this. Now you can see we have in the arena a volunteer, quite a willing one. And what's happening now? Oh my goodness, it looks like she's been shot. And it's a wound to the head. Now, into the ring goes our medical dog. The medical dog can be used to great effect during the war, and our ladies of the nursing yeomanry are hurrying over. The dogs were trained to go onto no man's land and detect the living casualties. Then they would remove a hat or a glove and return it to the medical orderly who knew that there was somebody out there who required their attention. Our ladies got down and put in a bandage in place. Dylan has done his job. He's gone there, he's removed the hat, and the orderlies know that they have a casualty. The dogs were used to great effect during the Great War. Over 60,000 gave their lives. They carried messages, they performed the medical dog duties. They were trained to alert the soldiers that the enemy was near, and they trained them not to bark, but to wag their tails vigorously when they recognised the enemy uniform. So here she is, we have our casualty back on board. She's been removed to a place of safety, where she'll then be transferred to the hospital. And it's different, now while our ladies are getting back in the saddle, we'll turn our attention to our Scottish horse troopers. Well, our Scottish horse troopers,
there's two seats there.
I'm going to give you a little demonstration and I'll tell you a little bit more about them. Quite unusual in the fact that they weren't actually raised in Scotland. The troop was formed in South Africa. In 1899, the British had been given a bloody nose and Lord Kitchener was asked to raise a new troop of Scots-born South Africans who could join the Scottish Horse Yeomanry. Lord Tullibardine immediately offered 5 shillings a day to any man who wanted to be part of this troop, and princely sum indeed. They soon earned a reputation for the quality of its men, their skill at arms, reliability in scouting and guiding, and they also had to be excellent horsemen. The men were armed with a Lee Enfield rifle. Cavalry was similar to the cavalry we've already spoken about. And they were meant to be skirmishers and dragoons to give ground cover fire to the infantry, get back on board and ride away to a place of safety. Their skill at arms had to be absolutely perfect. They needed to be kept straight and steady. And we're going to give you a demonstration now of how they were taught to use their sabres. Are they going to chop some cabbages? I think or their melons. They're going to chop some vegetation for you. And although it was a fun thing to do, there's serious elements in it. So they are placed exactly at the throat height, which is where the sabre would have made a backward slash to the ground. Here's Jonathan and Benji. Bit of a wobble. So I'll ask them to take another run. And it's James first on that. It might look easy, but you have to keep your horse steady and straight. Yes! Imagine that coming out of the dark. The rifle that they carry is known as the short magazine Lee Enfield Mark III, abbreviated to the SMLA. It's known affectionately by British Tommy as the Smellies. Regarded to be a highly efficient and effective weapon, and it's being used around the world today. The 1908 pattern cavalry sabre that they used was also regarded as one of the most effective swords ever, which ironically was introduced at the time, just before swords became obsolete as weaponry. Now our troops are going to take a position up the other side of the field while we introduce the World War I tank. Have you over now for someone who knows far more about this than me? Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Saw me running smartly there. As ever, the tank corps is slightly late. I'm going to walk up and take my position. My two able comrades in this vehicle, Mr. Tony Cook, who is driver, ably assisted by a gentleman with red whiskers, called Ian, who's in co-driver position, and it's his first trip in the vehicle. So, think, okay, we're ready to go. We're going to go around the outside of the arena, try and talk, walk backwards, multitask, you name it, I've got to do it. So, I just need to keep an eye on him, because all he can see out the front of the tank, through the vision slit, which he's got the little hatch open, is me. So I need to tell him where he's going. He's completely blind. When in combat, obviously, he can see absolutely nothing through that and uses vision slits around the tank. So, what are you looking at? If you visited us over at our little stand, you'll know most of this, so you can just enjoy the sight. But what you are seeing is a replica World War I main British battle tank. They didn't have nicknames or proper names. The crews were given the nicknames, but they were known, this one's known simply as the Mark I. It is a replica of the very first tank that entered service with the British Army on the 15th of September 1916. So we're coming up to the centenary. What we have here, as I say, is a replica. It's slightly smaller than the original. It's about 5 feet shorter than the original and about 18 inches narrower. And it's exactly the right height and width track to track. So it's been shrunk in a bit of a funny way. And it was done that way simply because it was a film prop. And it had to fit into a studio for a film. It's called The Magic Flute. Look it up on International Movie Database. A huge commercial flop, directed by Kenneth Branagh, libretto by Stephen Fry. But if you look on YouTube, you might just see clips of the rehearsals, and you might just see a little bit of this vehicle up here. It was used in the filming. It had electric motors at the time. It's now been converted to run on a Ford Transit engine, which you will hear. Smell it, you're very close. So, it represents the Mark I, which, as I say, entered service in 1916. The tanks were created to counteract, or shall we say combat, the strategic stalemate on the Western Front in France and Belgium. The defence was paramount and was basically, as we all know from the rather sad anniversary we just had, a disastrous scene for the British Army. Hello? Does he have an issue? He's going to talk to me. Just bear with me a sec. Just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I've been informed something's extremely hot inside. Not a good sign. We'll just have a little look. Just bear with us. We are insured for fire, theft, witchcraft and Luddites, so I'm looking around the outside to see if there's any burst into flames around here. Anyone got a bucket of sand handy? Anyone? Anybody need to go to the loo desperately? Hello? Can't see anything. It's just a bit of a wind. It's a bit hot in there. The original tanks did get extremely hot inside. We have a crew in there at the moment. The original tanks had a crew of 8 and sometimes 9. He's proceeding independently now. Keep me in sight. There we go. Now where was I before we set fire to the tank? Introduced into combat at the Battle of Flers-Courcelette, 2 villages in France on the Somme front. At the latter end of the Battle of the Somme. Oh, hello. Here we go. Yes, keep coming. I think he's okay. I hope. He's got a smile, so he must be okay. It was the 15th of September. And Douglas Haig, Commander-in-Chief of the British Army at the time, Field Marshal, there we go, he's failed his test. He owes me a pint now. Whoever stalled it buys a beer. There we go. Douglas Haig ordered, he needed something to break the deadlock. The slaughter on the Somme had just happened and was still underway. Massive casualties, defensive machine guns and artillery, barbed wire. Sheer willpower cannot break them. Even artillery struggles to break the defences. The Germans are extremely skillful at the defence. Every yard is paid for with French and British blood, and Australian, and New Zealand, and South African, and Indian, etc. So Haig and the army called for something to break the deadlock. Back at the end of 1915, a gentleman called Winston Churchill, who we may have all heard of, is First Lord of the Admiralty. And he reaches into the depths of his memory about something about armoured vehicles. And he calls for development of some kind of trench crossing machine.
the picture.
and he sets a project going called the Landships Committee. You can see the naval link emerging here. The army, at the same time, reaches back into its memory, and it tried to develop a Caterpillar-tracked artillery tractor using the similar technology, and they indeed set off to pursue this idea. Neither of the two projects are communicating, and they're both proceeding in secret. Now, who wins the race? Who thinks the army got there first?
Wait till it comes by.
Not many people from the army there. See a hand there. Thank you, young man. Let's have a bit more faith. Come on. Who thinks the Navy got there first? Yeah, a few more hands. You're absolutely correct. In the end, this was designed as a land ship. And the Navy's design, or project, comes up what ultimately becomes the chosen answer, solution to the problem. But not until a great deal of heartache, trial and failure, etc., etc. So our Landship Committee sets trials going. They highlight a manufacturer called Foster's of Lincoln, who a great number of you have heard of, as I've been told over the last couple of days. It doesn't come as a surprise, which is nice. Because you go around the country with our friend Frank there, and people go, "They built?" And you say the first ones were built by Foster's of Lincoln. And you have every right to be very proud of that. Sadly, the factory no longer exists, which is sad. But there is a road called Tritton Road in Lincoln, and that's named after the managing director of Foster's, William Ashby. And